see if this works.
Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. Are you ready for this? Alrighty, well, welcome one and welcome all once again to Junk Shop Library's Improv Bible Study. The Bible study where we read it all so that we can roast it all. We will be launching today into the 22nd chapter of the 5th book of Moses, called Deuteronomy. It promises to be just as much of a gas as the 21st. Hit those thumbs up. Keep those comments coming. I'm starting to see discussion happen down in the comments below, and I love it. Once again, welcome to our new library patrons, and if you are a viewer but not a patron, poke the Pope to subscribe. That'll make more sense at the end of the video when the graphics come up. Alright, well, without further ado, 22. I'll get the hang of this business one of these days. Alrighty, here we go. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his sheep go astray, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt in any case bring them again unto thy brother. And if thy brother be not nigh unto thee, or if thou know him not, then thou shalt bring it unto thine own house, and it shall be with thee until thy brother seek after it, and thou shalt restore it to him again. In like manner shalt thou do with his ass, so shalt thou do with his raiment, and with all lost thing of thy brother's which he hath lost, and thou hast found, shalt thou do likewise. Thou mayest not hide thyself. Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass or his ox fall down by the way, and hide thyself from them. Thou shalt surely help him to lift them up again. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. If a bird's nest chance to be before thee in the way in any tree, or on the ground, whether they be young ones or eggs, and the dam sitting upon the young or upon the eggs, thou shalt not take the dam with the young. But thou shalt in any wise let the dam go, and take the young to thee, that it may be well with thee, and that thou mayest prolong thy days. When thou buildest a new house, then thou shalt make a battlement for thy roof, that thou bring not blood upon thy house, if any man fall from thence. Thou shalt not sow thy vineyard with divers seeds, lest the fruit of thy seed which thou hast sown, and the fruit of thy vineyard, be defiled. Thou shalt not plow with an ox and an ass together. Thou shalt not wear a garment of divers sorts, as of woolen and linen together. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself. If any man take a wife, and go in unto her, and hate her, and give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I give my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he hath given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him, and they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife. He may not put her away all his days. But if this thing be true, and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, that the men of her city shall stone her with stones, that she die, because she hath wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shalt thou put evil away from among you. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman, and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto a husband, and a man find her in the city, and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So thou shalt put away evil from among you. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her, and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor, and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her. He may not put her away all his days. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt. Deuteronomy 22. The merciful word of the Most High God. Well, where to begin? Where, oh, where to begin with this steaming pile of God hockey? Every time you think old man Moses might have had a good idea, here he comes along to torpedo it with something absolutely awful. If you see some random sheep wandering around, and you know it's not one of yours, but you don't know who it belongs to, take it back to your house and take care of it until such time as somebody comes wandering along going, "Hey, anybody seen a sheep with like 3 black spots on its left ear? Because I turned my back for 30 seconds I went aside, and it was gone. It was gone." You say, "Oh yeah, it's right over here. Here, take it. I've been looking after it for you, as according to the word of the Most High and merciful God." Sure. That makes sense. I mean, we've all done that, right? You know, it's 20 degrees outside. Your neighbor's out of town for the weekend. The cat comes to the door. You let the cat in. You give it some tuna fish. Then when your neighbor comes back, you let it back out, and it goes in over next door. Of course, then what happens is it comes looking for tuna fish every time that they go to the grocery store. But that's neither here nor there. All right, so we got the do right by your neighbor and your livestock. And then we plow immediately into cross-dressing is an abomination. Okay. Now, first of all, that's bullshit. That is some bigoted Bronze Age horse hockey. Second, wasn't this pretty much a like all robes all the time kind of situation. I mean, we're talking what, 1000 BCE in the middle of the desert? Isn't everybody just wearing robes and sandals? What's the difference between a man's couture and a woman's? Let alone to the extent that it's an abomination. You know, it's not like it's not like there's anybody going around full Frank-N-Furter, right? This God, who has made heaven and earth, black holes and quasars, anglerfish and anacondas, is more concerned about what people wear and where they put their penis than makes just even any bloody sense. I mean, I don't understand. Now, my first millennium BC fashion knowledge is not what it might perhaps could be, but what in the hell does it mean? A woman don't wear men's clothing. It's a bathrobe pageant in real life, isn't it? Everybody's wearing robes and sandals. I don't fucking know. Okay, and then if you find a bird's nest with either young birds or bird eggs in it, you can take the young birds and or the eggs, but you can't take the nesting bird. I mean, sure, fine. That's just kind of basic husbandry, isn't it? If you want more, you can't eat all of them. Then, verse 8. If you build a house, put a railing around the roof so that people don't fall off and die. Finally, something we can fucking agree on in this disaster piece theater, right? Because remember, the roof of architecture in these days, the roof was where you slept, because you got the desert, the cool desert breeze. So you know, you want a little bit of something up around the edge so that nobody rolls off and falls to their death, because that would suck. What was that album? Where the name of the album was Rude Awakening, and the album art is this guy sitting up in his mattress like this, with, you know, his blankets flying away, and the mattress is in free fall, like from 40 stories up in a cityscape. Improv Bible study, where you never know what tangents you'll find. And then we go into some stupid, pointless stuff. No mixed fabrics. Make sure you have fringe. And then, 'cause you knew there was gonna be some, you knew it, misogyny! And gross misogyny. And not only that, medically inaccurate gross misogyny. And gross in every sense of the term. Except maybe for 144. Not to get too graphic about it, the tokens of the damsel's virginity, that's the blood-stained wedding night sheets. And because these ignorant Bronze Age fuckwits hadn't figured out vitamins or germs or damn near anything else, steel, they assumed that every woman bleeds the first time, which is just not true. Unfortunately, you better hope it's true for you, because if you don't bleed the first time, they'll stone you for a whore, having brought dishonor upon your father's house. God, this book is a trash fire. Yeah, and adultery has become a capital crime. Some of these have accelerated. It's gone from thou shalt not commit adultery to stone them with stones till they die to death. And then, of course, one of our favorite little pieces of misogyny from earlier in this delightful 3,000-year-old morally bankrupt short story collection. The fact that you can't be raped in a city, which is what all of that stupid boils down to. If a woman is raped in a city, she must have consented, and therefore is playing the whore, and therefore is worthy of death, being killed to death with rocks in the face, because nobody heard her scream. Apparently, in addition to steel and glass mirrors and hand washing, these fantastic lawmakers have not come up with the concept of a knife held against the throat or a gag. Now, if, on the other hand, you are raped outside of the city, the presumption is that you did scream, but since you were outside of the city, nobody heard you, so you don't get executed, you get married to your rapist. Starting to wonder about old man Moses, because he just keeps repeating, and everything he repeats, it seems like he's just picking the shittiest stuff and making it worse. Alright. Well, that was an upper, wasn't it? We'll be back soon with chapter 23. Hopefully with less rape. And it started off so well, too, with the take care of your brother's sheeps. Balls. Alright. Well, we will see y'all again here soon. Hit those thumbs ups for me if you would be so kind. Poke the Pope to subscribe. And until we meet again, everybody take care, be safe, and stand against hate.